Hello everyone, and today we're going to be reviewing another 5 fragrances as always. One of my nostrils is a little bit blocked today. I've got one nostril unblocked, so I'm hoping that this is going to go well. I'm hoping I can smell them with kind of like one nostril, but it's always difficult when you have a blocked nose to smell fragrances. So maybe it's not the best day to test fragrances, but you know, there's some in the box that are just getting a little bit impatient to try because it's been a few weeks since I've bought these now, and I've saved some in here just for a video, because I haven't tried all of them yet, and some pretty hype ones, and I just want to get around to seeing how they smell. So let's pick like 5 fragrances or whatever for this video, and while I do that, I'm just gonna pull up some notes on my computer, a document or whatever. Okay. So here is some of my fragrances that I'm going to try. I've got Bleu de Chanel Parfum. I have Armani Code EDP. 2 of those I have tried. They're kind of just like my own personal curiosity. I wanted to try those for myself, But anyway, I got Nishane Hacivat X. I don't know how you pronounce that. Hacivat. There you go. It's the new X, Hacivat by Nishane. And then I got ones like Invictus Platinum. I have Boss Bottled Elixir. And Tom Ford Fucking Fabulous. So let's review a few of these. We'll start off with Hacivat X, or however you pronounce that, Hacivat. I don't know. Let's see how this smells. Obviously, yeah, it's going to be like a Ventus style fragrance, but I just want to see what they do differently to the original Hacivat, or how does it differ from Aventus? Is it like any of the other clones? Like, have they done anything different with it? Yeah, it starts off pineapple, citrusy. It's got a little bit of that funky wood smell, the typical wood that they use in like Annie. So I get a little bit of that Nishane Annie in this as well, like that wood or vanilla, whatever they've used, it's in there, and sometimes I describe it as like an oud smell, even though I don't think it's oud. Whatever that smell is, it's like it has this oud woody smell to it. But I can say that it's smoky, pineapple, vanilla, woody. It's very much that birch type of smell as well. It's got that Aventus DNA in there. So it smells pretty much like the original Hacivat to me. I don't smell any differences they've done with this compared to the original Hacivat, except I remember the original Hacivat being way more fresh, actually. The pineapple was way more fruity. This doesn't seem as fruity. It's losing that charm that the original Hacivat had. Where's the fruit going in this? Like, the fruit is barely there compared to the original Hacivat. Yeah, the original was just way more fruity. This almost smells a little bit watered down, because I'm not getting that beast mode smell that the original Hacivat had. The original is just way more stronger. It's like more intense, more powerful. It's like a beast mode fragrance. This, I'm not getting that. I'm not sure if it's because I got a blocked nose today. But to me, it smells less fruity, more sweet. Like they've focused more on the wood and vanilla in there. So there is one thing. When I was trying different layering combinations, I was combining Hacivat and Annie together, and I actually really like the combination of Annie and Hacivat together. They layer together so well. I think that's what they've done here. So they've kind of taken that idea and they've mixed Hacivat with Annie. At least that's what it smells like to me. What else? Yeah, but the problem there is when I did that, I was using the original Hacivat. And because of that, I still had that fruity pineapple. I'm not getting that in this. So it's not as fruity. I think you're still better off just mixing them together yourself. Get the original Hacivat and Annie, mix them together yourself, and you'll still get the best of both fragrances. This, it's like they've tried to do that, but they've taken away what made Hacivat good, and obviously what made Annie good as well. Dry down might be different. I will come back to try this a few different times, but right now it doesn't smell that different from the original Nishane Hacivat. So I think it's just like pineapple, oak moss, vanilla, probably sandalwood or birch. I think there's probably some citrus in there. A little musky. Maybe leather, something like that in there. I don't know, but it's just that typical smoky Aventus pineapple-y smell. So let's look on Fragrantica and see what the notes are. Hacivat X. So I would say I'm a little disappointed with this, even though it's still a great fragrance. Okay, so pineapple, bergamot, orange blossom jasmine, vetiver, cedar patchouli, and pink pepper. So that's something I probably should have pointed out. The reason why I sold my bottle of Hacivat was because the dry down was so peppery. So that's the only improvement here, is I'm not getting that overwhelming peppery smell. This is actually a lot smoother. So maybe this is better because it's not peppery in the dry down. And for me, I really did not like the peppery dry down of Hacivat. So I think this has already taken that peppery smell out. Even though on Fragrantica it does say pink pepper, it's probably still in there. I'm not really smelling it as much on the skin. It's nowhere near as peppery as the original Hacivat, so that's a good thing. But yeah, the notes are actually a little different. At least I think they're different. It seems like this is, more citrus focused with the lime and bergamot. And then the woods actually doesn't smell like vetiver or cedar to me. It has more of an oody, deep, dark wood smell. A little bit medicinal and funky actually. So like a funky sandalwood. Maybe like an oud or something in there. Anyway, next fragrance. Let me just figure out what one I'm going to test next. Invictus Platinum, Boss Bottled Elixir. Okay. Where is... here. Invictus Platinum. This is just from a Facebook fragrance group, by the way. So the writing's just going to be... there you go. Invictus Platinum. The writing's just going to be on there from someone on a Facebook group. Just wrote it down. So it's not like... It's not a proper label or anything on the bottle. Let's see how this one goes. I haven't tried this, by the way. All these ones I'm testing right now, I haven't tried. So let's see how Invictus Platinum is. I know what the original Invictus smells like. I know what Invictus Victory smells like. I've heard this is actually different, so let's see. Yeah, that is quite different. Actually, I want to spray this again because I'm not, just so I get a better smell. But I smell like a mix between John Paul Gaultier Scandal and Le Beau or something. Oh no, I've just smudged the writing a little bit on the... Damn it. Yeah, see, that's the bad thing about these labels is you get a little bit of moisture on the ink and it just smudges, so that's a shame. This smells like Scandal. I'm really getting that caramel, toffee, or praline type of smell in here. It's really like sugary, caramelly, but in that like Scandal type of way where it almost smells like a red fruit, like plum or something. Like I get this plum, caramel, praline, or toffee, one of those sugary types of foods. So it is fruity, but in a very dark, sweet way. Almost a little bit like in that same family as 1 Million Lucky as well. Which would make sense because it is Paco Rabanne. They also make 1 Million Lucky. Yeah, I'm not sure what else is really in here besides like plum, caramel. Was it plum, caramel, or toffee? It's quite a weird smell. It's like it smells purple to me. It's got like this purple smell to it. I'm wondering if it's violet, if it's like a violet leaf, or a violet, some type of purple note. So I'm a little unsure with this one, so I'm going to look on Fragrantica just because my nose is not working that great today. Let's take a look. I do want to say I like the smell of it. It is a little similar to Victory Elixir as well, Invictus Victory Elixir, and 1 Million Lucky and Scandal. It's got a little bit of all of those in it. Yeah, I like it. I think it's pretty good. It says on Fragrantica it's mostly green. Absinthe, grapefruit, mint, lavender, cypress, patchouli. Yeah, that's completely different than what I was smelling. But I was getting like a violet leaf smell, like that violet leaf smell. Even though that smell, then that's what I was getting. It was something a little bit green in there, so yeah. That's probably the mint or something. The mint, absinthe, lavender. I don't know. Absinthe is like fennel. Well, it's an alcohol made from fennel, I'm pretty sure. Mint, lavender, cypress. I'm not really getting the mint though, so that's a little weird to me. Yeah, I don't think this smells like the notes at all on Fragrantica. So if I just describe what it smells like, I think it's a little bit more like 1 Million Lucky, Victory Elixir, I think Scandal. Yeah, I'm still going to stick with that. It's got that same type of smell. So instead, what I'll do, just real quickly, I'll just pull up the notes for those other fragrances and let's see what's actually in those as well. Lucky, because they might have something in common. 1 Million Lucky has got plum, grapefruit, honey, hazelnut, orange blossom, jasmine. Okay. So it might be a little bit of that orange blossom, plum, honey. And then let's just also look at Victory Elixir. Even though I reviewed this the other day, I can't even remember what was in it, by the way. So let's have a look. So Invictus Victory has lavender, cardamom, black pepper, incense, patchouli. Yeah. So it's not looking like there's that much in common actually with the other fragrances. And then Scandal has caramel, tonka bean, mandarin, vetiver, sage. Yeah. So I don't know. Whatever that smell is, I'm assuming they are using some type of ingredient that's the same, but I don't really know what it is. It might be lavender. That lavender they use might just be a really purple, violet smelling lavender. I don't know. But anyway, I like it. I can't really describe much about that, so I do apologize for that. I will try that a few more times in the future and see if I can pick out anything else in the future, you know. So let's move on before I get stuck on the fragrance for too long. Next is Boss Bottled Elixir. Is it going to focus? Come on. It's a little bit hard to get these cameras to focus because this is a webcam. It is kind of auto focuses on its own, so I do apologize again. I can't get this in focus. There we are. Boss Bottled Elixir. Cool. So let's give this one a smell. Actually, I can smell a little bit of pink pepper in that, what was it? Invictus Platinum now. So I get a little bit of pink pepper in there as well. So yeah, let's try this. Boss Bottled Elixir. Okay, Hugo Boss are quite an interesting house because they make a lot of fragrances that aren't amazing, but they don't really make anything that's that bad. So they're pretty good at making just, you know, like okay fragrances. They don't really perform that well or anything, but I've heard this one is pretty good. It's got a lot of hype around it, so that's a good thing because not all of the Boss bottled fragrances get much hype. Yeah, and actually not many of them get hype at all, really. So this one's actually, yeah, this is a little bit more interesting. I'm going to spray this again so I get more on my skin. Quite woody, this one. Yeah. So I don't know if it's oud or something in here. It might be oud. Like I get this this oud wood type of smell, like Tom Ford oud wood. That type of oud they're using. But then I also get like this Dior Sauvage Elixir smell as well. So I think there might be licorice in here. Like licorice or fennel or star anise, something like that. With some oud, maybe cardamom, lavender, cardamom, licorice, oud, or maybe not oud actually, maybe it's a different type of wood. I think this is, yeah, similar to Sauvage Elixir, or maybe one of the clones like Latafa Assad. It's got a little bit of a nutmeg smell in there. Yeah, so it actually it's losing that oud wood smell now. So it's nothing like Tom Ford oud wood. It's a lot closer to Sauvage Elixir. It's almost like this, like a root beer smell, or hang on. In Australia, we call it sarsaparilla. Yeah, we call it sarsaparilla in Australia, which in America is root beer. It's pretty much just taking that sarsaparilla root and, I don't know, making like a drink out of it. Trying to think. Dr. Pepper. It might be a little similar to Dr. Pepper. I don't know what's in Dr. Pepper. I think it's just a mix of all different spices and stuff. So this might have some spices in it too, like cinnamon. It might have cinnamon in there. Cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger. Yeah, cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, lavender, cardamom, licorice or sarsaparilla or fennel star anise. One of those anise type of ingredients. I want to say there's like some citrus in there as well, because I'm getting a little bit of freshness from something. I don't know where it is. It's probably a little bit of citrus in the back. Yeah. That one's also okay. For a Boss bottled fragrance, this is not what they would usually come out with. This is actually a little bit different, a little bit more challenging. So now I see why everyone's talking about it, because it's not your typical Boss bottled fragrance at all. It's actually quite different. And let's pull up the ingredients for this as well. Boss bottled Elixir. And while I look at the notes, I shall take a drink of water. Okay, so frankincense, cardamom, patchouli, vetiver, cedar. Yeah. So frankincense was giving me that oud smell. I don't like frankincense. It's a weird ingredient. It can smell a little funky sometimes, but it can also smell like churchy, dusty. In this case, it's giving me a woody, oudy smell, which I don't actually hate it. I like the frankincense in here. I like what it's doing. It smells very woody. Cardamom is giving me very soapy Sauvage Elixir smell, like that nutmeg soapy cardamom smell. It's like a little citrusy, a little soapy, or as some people would describe, like shower gel. When you smell Sauvage Elixir, you get that shower gel smell, which that comes from. It comes from cardamom, nutmeg, and lavender together. So I think that's the shower gel smell in Sauvage Elixir. Oh, and grapefruit as well. I think there is grapefruit in Sauvage Elixir, so I get a little bit of that in here too. Even though it's not listed, I do get that smell. That's a pretty good fragrance. I don't know how the performance is going to be. If it's anything like the other Boss fragrances, performance is not going to be very good. But yeah, that's okay, that one. What am I going to review next? A Midsummer Dream or Tom Ford fucking Fabulous? Yeah, let's do Tom Ford's effing Fabulous. This has still got the tape on it because I haven't tried this one. It'd be hard to read this label as well. But it says effing Fabulous, the F word. So I know why this fragrance got a lot of hype. It's obviously because the name was very controversial. You put an edgy name on a fragrance with like the F word in it, and people are probably going to talk about it a little more. It's a little bit of a gimmicky thing. Oh, I actually get quite a lot of vetiver and cedar in Hacivat X now. It's very dry now, very dry wood. Just wanted to give that little update on the Hacivat X. So, I think, trying to think where I sprayed the other fragrances. Here. So, we'll spray it on this wrist. As you know, I'm a Tom Ford hater. Usually I don't like Tom Ford fragrances, but I want to give the house a fair try. I want to try a lot of their fragrances, and in the process of doing so, I have found a few that I did like. So it just goes to show, even if you don't like a house, you should keep trying their fragrances until you do find something that you like. So that's what I'm going to do in a few other videos. I've got a lot of Amouage fragrances. I don't really like Amouage, at least from what I've tried, but I do like Reflection Man. So in future videos, you'll see me reviewing like a lot more Amouage fragrances that I haven't tried, because I want to give that house a fair chance. And I know everyone always talks about Amouage, so the fair thing to do is try the hyped ones, and I either like them or I won't. This is quite interesting. Yeah, what is this? This is an interesting fragrance. And I wish my nose wasn't so blocked today, because I'm really having a hard time picking out the notes for all these ingredients today. I don't know what this smell is. It's like powdery. It's like a powderiness or a muskiness. No. It's quite hard fragrance to describe the smell of, because it's very weird. I don't really know what I'm smelling in this, but I'm gonna have to look at my computer for this one. Just pull up my sheet for a moment. An ingredient sheet. I got like a list of ingredients just to help me kind of like identify some notes in this fragrance. So I'm looking at my list of fruits. It's not fruity. It's not really that sweet. Well, it is sweet, but I don't know what type of sweet it is. It's not like honey or vanilla-y. This is not very strong either. This is quite like a weak fragrance. So it is possible I'm anosmic to this, or my nose today is just that bad where I can't smell that much, you know. So I'm gonna say there's a floral in here, some type of floral. I don't know what floral it is, but let's just let's guess. We'll guess some notes. Yeah, I'm gonna guess sage, clary sage. It's giving me like a sage smell. Sage and lavender, sage. You know what? Nah, I'm gonna do something I don't usually do. I'm just gonna go straight to Fragrantica before I try and guess these, because that's probably a better thing to do instead of taking forever. Because if I try to guess these notes, the video is actually gonna go on for way too long. Okay. So, yeah, the notes are lavender, sage, leather, almond, vanilla, iris, tonka. The weird thing is, I got the first two notes right that I guessed. Sage and lavender. Because they're the only real things I could smell in here. It was a little bit weird. And I knew I could smell sage and lavender. But leather... No, I'm not getting much leather actually. Like, I knew there was a sweetness in here. I said it's not vanilla, but I guess it is vanilla and tonka. But it's not the typical. It's not the typical vanilla tonka that I'm used to smelling. This is more like I want to say it has more of a licorice type of sweetness as well. But then again, it doesn't smell anything like anise. So, yeah. If I had to compare it to one fragrance, maybe I would say Issey Miyake Nui Desi. I think that's probably the closest thing to this that I know of is Issey Miyake Nui Desi. It's got that kind of like leathery vanilla smell to it, and a little bit of that lavender sage smell as well. Yeah, I don't know if this is just a very weak fragrance where I can't smell the ingredients, or if it's because my nose is blocked. So this is going to be a pretty bad video. I gotta apologize again, guys, because I want to give you the best quality videos. As always, sometimes we're having a good day, sometimes yeah, not so great. Like, I would like to describe these fragrances a little better for you. That's why I went straight to Fragrantica with this one, because I just wanted to give you the most accurate description of what it smells like. So, leather is in there, but the leather is more of a peppery leather. So it's more of a peppery, soft leather, if that even makes sense. Soft and peppery. It's not animalic. It doesn't give me an animalic smell. It would be the closest towards like Issey Miyake Nui Desi. The almond in here, I think that is noticeable. I think the almond is a little noticeable, a little bitter as well, but not really that plastic Play-Doh smell either. This is it's not one of those almonds. This is just a little bit more of a bitter almond. Yeah, I think the almond just gives it a little bit of softness. So, like, even though it would be described as nutty, I don't think it has a nutty effect in this. I think it has more of a softer effect in this, where it just softens the leather out a little bit. So, I don't even know if that makes sense. It's more of a texture thing. I think it actually gives this more of a texture rather than a smell. Yeah, it's definitely a texture thing. So this fragrance smells like it's got texture to it. Iris? Oris or iris? I think I can smell the iris in here. Only that I know what's in there. Now I think about it, I think it's giving me a little bit of that, well, this is going to be like a stretch, so don't take me too literally here. I think Jean Paul Gaultier, Le Parfum, Le Male Le Parfum, you know what that iris does in that fragrance, where it's like, it's a very soft, almost powdery like iris. I think that is what's softening it actually. So maybe it's not the almond that's softening it. Maybe it is that iris in here that gives it this softness. It doesn't smell like Le Parfum. I'm only using that as a an example. So the iris in here is just softening it, because obviously if you have leather, you have sometimes a very harsh sage or lavender. You need to soften that with something like a nice powdery or very soft iris. This is actually a pretty good fragrance. I think this has got a lot of hate, probably because it smells a little generic and boring. But in my opinion, this is a pretty good fragrance, and I don't think it deserves hate at all. So, one more fragrance. I just realized this video has been going for 35 minutes, so I need to finish this video real quick. And let's look at what have I reviewed and what haven't I reviewed. Next is a Midsummer Dream. Wherever that is in this box. Perfect. So this one I'm just gonna go for real quickly, and just spray it on my arm. So this is by Roger Dove. You can't read this because it's very light writing, but this is a Midsummer Dream. Okay, I apologize again for the camera not focusing, but we gotta be quick with this one because it's almost 4 o'clock and the video has been going for ages. And I don't know why, but that just leaked everywhere as I went to spray it, like all over my finger. Ooh, this is a fragrance that I needed to smell in this video, because everything else I felt like I was going so nose blind, but this has a definitive smell. Like this is like punches you in the face with scent. So this has smell, like a very strong smell to it. I'm getting a lot of citrus green woods. So like oh, that's not it, it's this one. So it's almost like a conifer, Fugia, no, not Fugia. Maybe like a piney smell to it, like a pine tree, juniper, cypress. A little bit of that Terre d'Hermes type of smell to it. So grapefruit, or a more one of those types of citrus that has that ammonia smell, combined with that pine or cypressy, maybe juniper smell. I think there is a floral in there, but I think it's like it's weird. It's like a white floral, but it's giving me like I want to say lavender smell, but I don't know. It's not quite like that. I don't know why this smells like Terre d'Hermes to me. Like obviously not the exact same, but I get like similarities to Terre d'Hermes. Yeah, citrusy, green, woody. That's pretty much the main thing, with a little bit of a floral undertone to it. Again, I don't want to talk too long about this fragrance because I've got to be real quick and finish the video. So we're going straight to Fragrantica again. A Midsummer Dream. And let's just see what's in this. Grapefruit, bergamot, elemi, cardamom. It's got vanilla, vetiver, iris, rose, orange blossom, benzoin. Okay, so I was getting the florals in here. I was definitely getting like a white floral. That's the orange blossom, but I said it has like this lavender smell, so I think that's the iris. iris and orange blossom together. So white floral and a little bit of that purple floral in there. Rose, I can smell the rose now. That was probably the thing that punched me in the face in the very opening, was that rose. It's not a feminine rose though. It's actually quite a nice classy rose. I do think the rose in here is very well done. Grapefruit, very noticeable grapefruit in here. Cardamom, elemi. Yes, cardamom is a little bit soapy. Elemi is a little bit resinous. No, I'll change my mind. I'll say a little bit medicinal instead of resinous here, because the elemi and oak moss combination gives it a slight medicinal smell, but very well done, classy, not like too offensive or anything like that. I don't know why, but it did remind me a little bit of like Terre d'Hermes. If you add some rose into Terre d'Hermes, I think it would be quite similar to this actually. Not the same, but similar. I think I'm getting a little bit of a powderiness too as well. Like this musky powderiness, I think the iris and the cardamom and the musk give it a little bit of powderiness too. But that's noticeable as it's drying down. It's becoming more powdery. This is a nice scent from Roja. I gotta admit, this one's pretty good. Usually I'm not a fan of oak moss. I think the oak moss is a little bit too Fujiya, too mature. This one, it's actually really well done. The oak moss does not dominate this fragrance. Usually oak moss can dominate a fragrance, be a little bit too strong. It's perfectly fine in this. And I just want to look on the recommended fragrances, like what does this smell like to other people? And it looks like other people have also said it smells like Terre d'Hermes as well. So it's good to know that I wasn't going crazy. So even with a blocked nose, I can still kind of pick out what this scent is trying to do. So anyway, I'm going to finish the video here because I'm in a little bit of a rush. I don't want to drag this video out forever. As you know, I'll do a final ranking just before I stop the video. The best fragrance here, I think the best is Invictus Platinum. Second best is okay, the pepperiness of Hacivat X is coming out a lot now. Even though I don't like how peppery it is in the dry down, I'm still going to put that second best. So Hacivat X is the second best. I'm going to say Roja, A Midsummer Dream is the third best. Fourth best, it's between Boss Bottled Elixir and Tom Ford Fabulous. Tom Ford Fabulous is just very soft. I can't smell it. Like, I sprayed it twice and I just can't really smell anything. I think I'm very nose blind to that one. So for that reason, I'm going to put that last just because it's not a scent I can really smell that easily. I like the smell of it. I just can't really smell much of it. Like, for whatever reason, it's a very quiet skin scent. So Boss Bottled Elixir is quite challenging. This is going to be a challenging fragrance to wear. It's almost like Tom Ford Oud Wood combined with Dior Sauvage Elixir. Maybe that's a bad description. So just go with like Sauvage Elixir instead, and just like say it's not the same. It's just taking similarities from that. With that said, I'm going to end the video here. So thank you for watching, everyone. Sorry this video is going for so long, but if you enjoyed the video anyway, like and subscribe, leave a comment if you want me to review anything else in the future, or if you have anything you want to write in the comments, just show your support below. Thank you for watching. Peace out, guys.